I probably didn't show this this little setup here either. Last time. So these are buckets that we bought from Walmart. I'm sure this is not organic and friendly and all that type of stuff, but we did it anyway. We try to stick pretty much to organic, not for like the fad of it and the idea, but just man, preservation of life is key. You feel me? I'm trying to live. Yeah. So I'm sure I showed this before, but the water system runs right down, and it runs to the other garden, and then it runs right in here. And I got a little shut off valve right there, because these buckets don't need as much water now, and honestly at some point they may need more water, but they're kind of funny. The watering situation is much different in the buckets. So we got mushroom compost. We actually wonderfully live like almost right across the street from a place that sells it, so that's excellent. And I got kale planted in. The wife wants to plant collards. I think they're kind of too big for this little area here, but we're gonna see. So that's gonna be her. Collards gonna be her little experiment in these size buckets. I definitely believe in guerrilla gardening. You make do with what you have, and that's what people have done for all of time. They just have incredibly extensive systems of doing so that have been, developed over however many years. Whereas we are probably somewhat new to it because we got cut off from our farming heritage, actually by some real whack politics in this country, and then obviously obviously slavery cut us off from a lot of the deep farming tradition, when they cut us out of our culture, and we were still growing food, but probably we're not bringing out masquerades and having all the mystic stuff, and they would even, apparently they would have like these warrior traditions where the toughest, strongest young men who could beat everybody at wrestling or whatever in the village were also tasked with breaking up everybody's fields, and so we know y'all tough and y'all the bad ones, so we gonna come out and y'all gonna break up the fields, and then people be out there breaking up the fields, and I guess they would have somebody singing and playing the music, so playing on the young men, the big tough young men's ego, A-type personality, playing on that, and I really build them up and support them. So rather than being destructive around the hood, they being destructive on the ground to break it up and get you, your the heavy work done that goes into farming. And it's for people that's not doing it with animals. It's the people breaking the ground up with manpower. So obviously we in slavery we got disconnected from the culture, that ties all of these things together, where a man saw his strength both in his ability to defeat another man on a wrestling mat, and also the humility to take defeat, and not decide that you need to shoot up everybody or stab somebody, whatever, and then link the wrestling to the now you're gonna grow the food, and you're a hero and you're great, and now you're gonna hunt the dangerous wild animals and all that's so anyway, so that's kind of a side rant, but basically we were disconnected from the gardening culture, and in little ways probably more recently, after slavery we were primarily agricultural African Americans. I want to say I've seen a number like 80%. But part of what happened was when the government started giving out loans to farmers, they were racist and they didn't give out loans to us. And agriculture, is heavily subsidized in this country. So you can't compete when you have to sell your stuff at however much, way much more than these other farmers who are being subsidized. And oh, by the way, we're going to subsidize the white farmers and not the black farmers. So we've been disconnected, but we should reconnect. We should learn new ways, new ideas. I showed you before. These are soaker hoses. They're connected to a micro hose that's not a soaker hose. It runs down to a thicker hose here, and that connects here to the PVC pipe that connects to the stop and goes all the way up to the wall, like I showed a minute ago. That's what it is. Peace.